Why, hello there. Let's make sure everything happy. Looks like it. Okay, excellent. And then briefly not happy. You keep forgetting to file them a ticket. What was that? Package checker. Yeah, please do. Okay, so we need that to happen. Perfect. Okay, so we got this started yesterday. Okay, so the style here needs some help, and we need to set the thing it's set to by default to match whatever it's actually set to. But we're on the way. We need this to be a row. That needs that. Because we forget. We need another one of those. Because we need to put another next to this guy. Let's go ahead and start that up first, and we'll get that, and then we'll fix the styling and worry about tackling the what you're set to bit in a minute. We're going to need a couple more of these things. Except it's not going to be an enum. We want to base it on in fact, this won't be static anyway. I wonder. We need to give this a type. So we need to figure out what your value is. And you should have a... I have to set that. Text editing controller on selected. I bet you that's it. I need to pull up the docs again, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the on selected. Drop down menu or is it drop down button? It's menu for sure. Yeah, button behaves differently. Button pops up this. We don't want that. We want menu. The example here. So we need an initial selection. That's a thing. But we also need, yeah, on selected. This should in theory give us a the modifier, or rather the modifier entry. Drop down menu entry, modifier options. It's going to give us a modifier option. All right. Color label. That's the wrong one. Icon label. On selected, icon label is icon. And in their example, icon label is the enum. Okay, so it's going to give us an enum. So in this case, it'll give us a modifier option. This should be singular. And you, make sure I'm not doing this wrong. Yeah. Modifier option, oops. This can be null in the case of no selection. Call you option. And we're going to need to track this, I think. I don't think we need this text controller unless it's compulsory to this widget. In fact, we don't even have you filled in. Yeah, okay. We might be able to get rid of that. We'll try it in a second here. Modifier option controller. Means that this could also get commented. Until we know for sure we need it. Okay. And then how do I want to drive this? I think we want in the state here. I guess this would need to be nullable. which means we don't need to do that, because down here on our on selected, we need to say set state. In here, we need to say, this should probably be pulled underscored prefix with underscore to indicate it's internal. But that, like so. Let's go ahead and do that real quick, like so. And then we can say in here, we still want the drop-down menu. Ooh, no. We're going to want this, and we're going to say no. Yes. Maybe. Because we're going to want to display I think we're going to want to do a switch up here. So down here, this is going to be let's just do that. Can I do that? I think I can do that. It doesn't know what that is yet, but that's fine. Because up here, we're going to say, we're going to switch on selected modifier option. This needs to be inside build, I believe. We're going to need, we can put you up here with the rest of our declarations, I suppose. This is, can I just do, just a drop down menu? And you're late because, oops. I think this has to be in, this can't really be null. This needs to be, it needs to be a drop down menu string. But that's going to be bad. Wait, maybe not. And in here, I can just say as the default, we say that. This needs to be a modifier entry. I wish this had a more simple example in here as well. Actually, could I not do that? Could I say this is empty and initial selection is that. Is that valid? I don't know if that's valid. Modifiable widget. Oh, this is, I called you, modifier menu. So. Okay, the initial value is not being set. And I think that's because it's not actually, it's not quite gonna get her done either. Are we back? Why are you struggling again, internet? Stop it. Gotta get that fixed. The I need more example. Ah, okay. So we just basically need to do the crazy. We need to build. This is a drop down button, though. I think we can still do it. Menu entry, string. This is actually a list of strings, so we're going to start there. And what they're doing here is they populate it and we go map for each of them, the value. Return, drop down, menu entry, yes. Value is the value. Label, and they're using a text of the value, which I'm quite happy with. That becomes that. And they're doing to list. Text can be assigned to the parameter string. Oh, because they had a child in there. Because it's a different widget. That's why. Okay. Yes. And I would like to label these, but we'll get on that in a second here. That's close to what I want. Now, what we need to do in here is build and say case. It's going to be case attributes. I think? No. Modifier option dot attributes, I think. Yes. Okay. Then this becomes drop down menu, and it's going to hold attributes. This is not imported yet, right? Yes. And then the menu entries are going to be a list of attributes. We're going to do the same thing in here, except this is going to be what did we call you? Attribute controller. Attributes. Here. But we need to map you. We're going to list you at the end. But we need to return attribute. No. Drop down menu entry. Value is the attribute. Label is the attribute name. Like so. So here, when we go to attributes, there's nothing. Why is there nothing? Did we forget to... We forgot to load. That's why. We need to do the same thing we did over here, though. It's the... Is it not here? It is here. No, I lied. Yes. Widgets binding instance add post frame callback. And this we had to do inside of the state, which makes sense. We need to do the same thing in here. We'll do you up top here, I suppose. Oh, no, we did this in init state. We need to do the same thing. We'll put you down here with the rest of our overrides, which probably should be above that stuff, but yeah, it's fine. Oh, we already have init state. Derp, 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 derp. Okay, we clone you, and then we say binding instance add post frame callback. This is empty. Oops. Async. We await. In this case, widget dot attribute controller load attributes, but also await skills or skill controller load skills. Then we just give you an empty set state to say, hey, you need to refresh yourself. Now we have attributes. Skills need to get set though. So we need to do the same exact thing here. Skills. And we do like so. You're going to need to be imported, I think. Nope, not yet. We do the same thing here. Skill controller, skills, map. Like so. To list you at the end. This is skill. This is skill dot. I shouldn't have capitalized that. Name. Now it's going to make me import, which is fine. Perfect. That should give us our ability. Athletics, acrobatics, perception, or attributes. What have I done wrong here? Attribute controller. Oh, did I pass in the wrong? Shouldn't work. Types would have been broken. Attributes should be like strength and all that. They're cold and bleeding instead. Those are the... What? Skills is correct. Skills. Name. Wait, no, not skills. Attributes. I'm in the wrong place. Name. Strength. So we tested loading these correctly, or unmarshalling correctly. Attribute controller attributes. FX file path, that's incorrect. Oops. That's what's going on. Interesting. It unmarshaled what it could. We need to make that better. Are you not... Need to rebuild, I think. Yeah, there we go. Strength, agility, endurance, mind. Perfect. And then skills, also perfect. Okay, so let's do a quick commit here because we've got some stuff roughed in. Actually, hang on one sec. Let's give these a little boop first. by coming back down here and using our traditional 20's fine. I think I want this also though to we'll fix that in a minute. We'll do a commit here first. And we'll check our screenshot. We'll do rough in the drop-down menu for skills and abilities. Do I need this? Don't know yet. I'm thinking I want this. We need to. This is getting squished. We need to make you more bigger. Can I get away with that? No. This row should be, hang on. It should already, what is this thing? I'll check in a minute. This row should already be the full length. Select widget mode. It is already the full length. Okay. So this guy just isn't growing sufficiently large. We need to check that out. Okay. Is expanded is true. What is this? Open API specifications. I think that's a new widget. Anyway, for this, drop down. Oh, that's drop down button. That's not a, damn it. is expanded. That's a drop-down button. I don't want a button. I want a menu item. Why don't you just fit automatically? Why is that not something you do? Why is everybody using a drop-down button instead of drop-down menu? Am I dumb? Drop-down menu. Expanded insets in the main channel. Do I have expanded insets? Okay. How do we like that? Nope, that breaks everything. Don't like that at all. Stop. It becomes unbounded. That's the problem. It's like it doesn't account for the width of this thing, kind of. It's deeply annoying. See, they're saying to say it in for a kind of similar issue. They're saying to set expanded true for the internal thing, but this doesn't actually have that property, I don't think. Yeah. I would need to do probably a button style. I guess I could. And then in the button style, I'm going to do a padding. What if I was to do that? We don't like that. Because there's a different kind of padding. Well, damn it. Don't particularly want to dig into that if I don't have to for this task. I would need to... What did we call this before? Maybe I'm chasing my tail here on a thing I don't need to worry about. Let me double check. We just set it to none. Okay. I do kind of like that. We do want a none value, which is why we did that. There is a hint text here that we could put on here to help. Property to modify. Hint text is just category. Don't really want hint text though. I don't like that as much. That's a full. Helper text? Yes. And then we'll put one on you too. That's not bad. I'm reasonably okay with that for now. That still stays at none for you. We need to make sure that this widget and this widget also have a property helper text. For the none setting though, I don't think we can do that. Yeah. So first up here, we need to have a none. And then down here, we need to do that. Do I need to rebuild you to get that? I think I do. Okay. Except that should be capitalized. Okay, so meow. That's set to none. We'll need to fix that to have it show up. And then proper ta. We need to be able to clear this. I guess you just select none here, and that fixes that. Yes. And we'll do stuff down there. So on selected, we do the set state, but also we say if you're none, then we say can I null you? No. I can. I should be able to. Oh, it's because that. Yes, okay. And then also this needs to go if you're null, then you're none. Otherwise, we'll do null here for a second. Because we need to have a way to check. So that we can tell which of these two, if it has an ID, this just needs to be a helper in here, I think. We could do... We could do like a helper in the controllers themselves, like a contains, that takes a UUID. Yes. And then we can do a helper in here to just resolve it, using that in both of them. Let's do that. Let's do a quick... Let's do a quick commit for this. We'll need to figure out resetting as well, but hang on one sec. Let me think here. How do we reset you? That's going to be a thing too. How do we reset? think I might have to go down to or go up to our switch and have it run. Maybe. I think... Yeah, I think we need to do this. So let's actually fix that up first. I don't know if it's going to reset my selection, though. Well, actually, okay, so these are going to be related because we need to trigger... We need this to be... driven by something else, too. All of this needs to come out of build. Let's make... Do you need to be... I think you need to be inside of this class. I'm going to name you... You're a void. Set... Set modifier menu. Let's call you that for now. And then... Yeah, I know you're broken. And then up here... we call you... and then things not broken. Okay. Then... Actually, if that gets called every time we build, then we're probably okay. It's still nice to have that pulled down there, though. I'm happy to leave that. I'm also going to comment these guys out real quick until we know for sure if we need them. I think I will, but I'm not sure. There's a whole lot of questions in my mind still. But okay, so that we need to have another helper in here. Actually, just gonna collapse that right quick. Isn't a lower, okay, because you're private, I assume. That's fine. Be thusly named. Okay, so let's do resolve initial category. Except for I don't think this is void. I think this is gonna be a modifier option. It's gonna return. Oop. Why would you do that? Stop it. It's not null. That's why it's none. None. That's gonna be the default. If there's nothing else that it becomes a none. The the thing we need to do here is this check we were doing up here. I think. Do I have access to widget in here? Becomes my question. Let me cut this out, and this is going to become resolve initial category. And I might have to do this a different way. Looks like I do have access. Okay. So we're going to say this. Return none. Do we need to worry about that? Yes, because we need to handle the null. Or I could do this and let the default handle it. So if it's not null, so here's where we need to do the helpers, right? So see if skill has our ID. See if attributes has our ID. 1 minute into my tiny artist brain is scrambled. What's up, man? Long time no see. My brain is scrambled too. It's okay. We'll have scrambled brains together. If so, return skill option. If so, return the attributes option. So we need to go over here and make those in our controllers. We can just make this a bool, and we'll say has ID maybe. And this is a UUID value ID. And we can say, I guess we could probably just go through the list. It's probably going to be the fastest because these shouldn't be huge. Not much just spinning my wheels while I wait for parts. Gotcha. What are you working on? What parts are you waiting for? What's the Dart syntax for this? Yeah, it's just in. Okay. In this dot attributes. It's not a skill. It's an attribute. I'm in the wrong file. That's a fine. if this UUID is my ID, return true. At the end, if we haven't returned true, we return false. Easy enough. Is this unnecessary? Cool, it is. Perfect. We're going to need to do testing for this. We'll do that in a second. But I don't want to do that because it's a chore. I called you has ID. Or do I want to be... has entry? Has item? Sure. Let's go with has item. Has item. Same deal here. It gets that for skill in skills. Return false at the end if UUID is the ID. Return true. What are you mad about in here? Why don't you have that imported? That's odd. I guess you didn't have it imported here either. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so then we can come back over here and we can say if the skill controller has item, and then this is going to be widget.effect.property to modify ID. This could be null, but we've checked it's not, so we'll do can't be null. Then we say return skills. And then if as item, I did that wrong. We'll fix it in a second here. Attributes. This should be the attribute controller. Okay. Now, in theory, I need to rebuild that to get it to run. None. Well, that's not true. Pretty sure. I wonder if it's an order of operations thing, but let me double check here. Status effects. Cold definitely has a property to modify ID. Okay, so, and it should be CFB 6.2. Oh, I have messed up attributes. My data file is missing a UID. That's okay. We should be able to rescue that from our test because we use the same data, which is I probably cut instead of copied. So it should be model test. No, because we only used strength in that one. It'll be in the controller because we use them all in our test data here. this. And cold should indeed, but because our file was messed up, that could be why this is not working. Let's run that. Perfect. Okay. Attributes. Now we just need to get this to set. Ooh, it didn't actually select you? Hmm. Let me do this really quick. Replace UID that went missing. Glad I thought to check that before I went crazy hunting for bugs in the code that weren't there. Okay, so we're done with that for now. We're done with that for now. I think it's because initial selection is that it's because it doesn't run selected modifier option. Doesn't get set. So we would, instead of returning this, we would have to do something else in here. We do still need to return it, though. My question becomes, I think this still has to, it's kind of a surprising side effect, which is what I don't like about it. But we have to run this. And I can't defer. I would need to do this after the widget gets built, essentially. Which we already do a bunch of stuff, so it's not a huge deal to add to. Init state. So we wait for them to load. Set modifier menu. Or wait, no. We could actually put you with this, except for you're not. It's this that needs to get set. Which I guess is fine. Oops. In there. Thank you. Not in the if statement. And then this. Gets set there. They rebuild that so it gets run. Still not setting though. This one's correct because it doesn't have anything set. Well, that time it worked. Close that and restart it. Oh, you know what? I need to load these guys up here. Otherwise, they're getting reloaded a bunch in here. Yeah, that didn't get fired on the first run. It had to come back in. Okay, but that's fine. We need to fix this first. Because I don't want to load this every time I build this widget. I want this to come into here. Because they get passed in, so they should still have their bits and pieces. And we only want to do that because file ops are slow. We only want to do that when we absolutely need to. Okay, and then it works. Perfect. Okay. Because the order of operations now makes sense. Okay. So let's go ahead. I think I can do a commit here for this. I should break this up just a little bit though. Just for the sake of history, being able to go back through. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love it when a plan comes together. I need to do... You add a... What did I call you? As item. Add a function to check if an item with the provided ID is present in the controllers for skills and attributes. And then yes, this we say rough in the category detection logic for effects that have one already set for the modifier. That can go up. And then, okay, so we should stop and do chores. We should. I'm not going to. We'll do them later. I want to keep rolling on this particular part because I want to get this other one to also go. So when we do our modifier menu here, we also need to do an initial selection here in order to figure out what to select. We're going to need in our controllers another helper. It's going to return a string, and it'll be called what are we going to call you? I guess we can just call you get item name. It's going to take the ID as well. And it's going to be looking real similar. What we're going to do here, if this attribute is this, return the name. I guess this could be, oops, we could make this a nullable. And this will need some tests as well that I'm going to be lazy and not do. We need the same thing for skill controller, except for this is a skill. It's in skills. We call you skill. What are you mad about? Oh, I didn't finish up what I was doing over here. Yeah, that makes sense. This is going to be that. That's what you're going to be called. And we're going to make you and this needs to return a string here, which is fine. Actually, I don't even need to do that because here we already know what controller I'm going to be in. Attribute controller dot has item total brain fart widget dot effect dot property modify ID, except this is never null. And it's not has item, it's get item name is what I want. Oh, but this, oh crap. This needs to be the attribute. Not just the name of it. Okay, that's fine. This is item by ID. This is now attribute. This will just return the attribute directly. Easy peasy. Can do. That'll work beautifully, I hope. And it does. Fills it in. Love that about that. Okay. We need to do the same thing over here for our skill controller, though. That's that. That's that. Perfect. Then we do the same thing in here. Initial selection. Skill controller. Get item by ID. Dot effect. Dot property to modify ID, which can't be null right now. Okay. Let's do a commit for this. Add selected property modify resolution. Sure, we'll call it that. Oop. Okay, now we should do our chores really quick before they get ahead of us. We do need to do some styling in here to make these look a little better, but we're going to go with that for now. Before I forget, I need to do do I get dispose for free? I don't. Okay. So I don't need to worry about that right now. Either that or I do. In which case we'll have to worry about it later. Let me make myself a note to investigate that. We'll add it to editor. Find out if we need to add dispose logic to effects / attributes / skill controllers and do so if needed. Little note for future me to worry about. Okay, so now next. Next, we need to do chores. I guess we can start with attributes, and it's going to be the controller. We can minimize that. Make a little bit. Ugh. There's a typo. Fix that right quick. Test. Has item. Test has item. Item is present. Okay, what do we need to do in here? We need to have an item. And I have my test data. So I could actually just make a controller and load the test data. And then I can say, let's just pick number 2. Oop. We'll borrow all those expects. That can just be result. Like so. Wait, no, this is has item. I don't need this yet. This one's easy. I need to say result is bool result that is test controller dot has item. This is test data 2 dot Oh no, it's not that. It's UUID because it's a map up there. And then expect result. Actually, what I could do is just I don't even need to save result. I can just say expect this to be true. That should be wicked easy. Oh, right. I need to pull out. Okay. Right. I forgot because it's string in the map. UID value from string. What was the it's dot from string. That's what it is. From string. This comes up here now. That is that now. Perfect. Very happy. This we'll just copy. Item is not present. I don't need to load attributes. I can still use that. It should be false. Perfect. Actually, I might need to delete that as well. We'll do a commit test for attributes. Controller has item. Let's do skill. We're going to cheat off of ourselves and our past work. Past being what we just did. You are skill controller. Skill controller. Load skills. And if I spell it correctly, capitalize it correctly, that should work. Do the same thing here. This should all pass. Perfect. Love that. Add tests for skill controller has item. Now, go back over to attribute just for no reason other than we did it that way to begin with. Now is when we need to do test get item by ID. Item is present. And we're going to do a little copy in. Let's copy from this one just because it'll have this. And we'll still need this. And then we're still going to do the number 2 just because. No reason, really. I like it. It's a good number. It's a good attribute. We'll say make sure we get back second attribute. That can just be results. And then we say Actually, this is not correct. That goes away. This becomes get by item by ID, test ID, like so. And then we need to make sure oops, that these are not, wait, can I not? Do I need to put my, I need to put it there. Oh, interesting. It only wants it on the first one. That's jank. I don't like that. Can I do... is not, no. And then... interesting. Okay. Janky and I don't love it, but I'm gonna go with it. Interesting. What happened there? Grabbed, oh. I grabbed the wrong one. I actually used number 3 there. That's fine. Doesn't matter. We just want one in there, preferably not the first or the second. This one is not present. We skip loading. We can still do that. This gets chucked in the trash. And we just say, we expect you to be null. Perfect. Delete that. Add tests for attribute controller. Get item by ID. Last chore. We're totally going to cheat off of ourselves. Get both of you. Like so. Let's load skills now. That's now a skill. Like so. Should all work for free because they're very, very similar, though they have different guts. Perfect. Chore's done for that one. For still skill controller. Get item by ID. All right. Meow. I think I'm done in there for a second. Let's poke this a little bit with the styling. Because it's not complete butts, but it's a good 75% butts right now. Okay. The example here has one that looks a little closer to our style. We might just have to go muck about with it though. Oh, they just did. No, that's the wrapper. My bad. Drop down menu. Enable filter. I think that's the search. Where are you? Enable filter. Determine if the menu list can be filtered by... Okay. So if I'm in here and I go... I guess it's enabled by default. Perfect. I love that. Oh, we need to fix rollback as well. Do that in a second here. We need to have it also actually setting it to the widget. Maybe we'll put that off until next time. Right now, it would be fun to just play with a little bit of styling. We did a bunch of brain work. This is input decoration theme. Okay, so yeah, that's what they did. Nothing, nothing too drastic there. We'll do down here, input decoration theme, input decoration, theme, and they're using filled true, and they did some padding. What does that give me? Okay, that's closer. What does it look like? I'd like to square them up to match the other things. Input decoration theme. Input border. Oh, we've had to do this before. And it's weird, and I don't like it. Where did we have to do this? Was it in number picker? No. You don't have... No, this is... Okay. I think. That's just in a style, though. With a shape. Prefix, color, box constraints, text style. Confused about these different. I think it's just outline border. Let's try that real quick. What were you? The border side? Yeah, border side. Which inside of you. You don't have a radius. If I give you an empty border side, does that just magically do it? No. That's kind of annoying. Flutter. Change input or change drop down menu. Border. I don't think I have an input decoration theme. I don't have a that's annoying. There's a decoration on the drop down button, but this is not a button. It's a drop down menu. Border color, that probably get me close. Enabled border. Border side, that doesn't changes the color, not the radius. How about radius of border side? This was supposed to be easy. Okay, this is not helping. There's a style. Can I... It's just a style of line. It's not quite. Border side. This is only for... I don't think this is the right thing to change. Looks like it's only for sides. Where the hell does your style live? Did you live up here the whole time? Did I overlook you? Edge insets. restoration ID. Input decoration theme. Which is that? Type is an object. Just object. So can I... Can I just do an input decoration? Ooh, I think I can. Okay. No, that caused things to be broken. It compiled, but it broke. Okay, that's annoying. You don't have... I don't mind border. You do have just a border. What will that... It's an input border. I think this is the one where you have to do... this, and then say... that. No. Well, crap. I can do an input border none. Oh, that actually worked. Okay. I'll take it. Theoretically, there should be other... Okay, underline, outline, input. Okay. Oh, no, that's different. Okay. Either way, I'm pretty okay with that. So I just need to grab this guy and chuck him into our other widgets so they become similarly styled when we put them in place. Set modifier menu, drop down menu, entries, boop, input decoration, boop, input decoration, and boop, input decoration. I could pull those out, but it's probably all right. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead. I'm not sure if I like this helper text. What if I was to just nuke that? And like, you know, fuck around, find out. You'll figure it out. Oh. Well. I think I like that more. It's way, way clearer. Or more, less cluttered in this section. This is already getting kind of busy. It's all right. I'm okay with that. Let's just go ahead and do a commit, and we'll say fix styling of property drop down menus to match best of form. Okay, so the other thing we need to do, I think we just need to run resolve initial category. No, we need to run both of these in our reset, I think. We also need to reset the data, but because that's all in set state, we should be able to basically get this for free if we come in here. Ooh, it doesn't. Oh, it's because we didn't reset the data. Derp. Well, no, we did. We did that backwards for one. Set modifier menu. Actually, I don't think we truly need here. Because it should get set on build. And we should rebuild whenever we update state and things are changed. We need to make sure here that we do set our effect modified is true so that we get that. So that resets that, but not that. Okay. Why not? Effect modifier is true. We select modifier. This is equal to option, but set modifier menu gets called. Oh, it's because do I need to still resolve category? I do resolve initial category. Is there something else I'm not overlooking here that I need to be setting? Probably. Selected modifier option gets set to option. This should be getting set. This should be getting set here. Selected modifier operation gets changed. But that only changes. That only changes this. So if I set it to skills, whatever, and I reload, it does fix that. It's not fixing this, though. I need to figure out how to drive that. I don't understand what they're talking about there. Didn't make sense. They say using the text editing controller. Okay. Okay. Let's try that. That's why we didn't delete these guys. So we'll start with the modifier option. We'll go back down here. You need a... Wait, do you not have... Controller? Yeah. Double check. Okay. That's still correct. I should probably rebuild just to be 100% sure. That's not correct. This, please. There we go. Yeah, okay. That's correct. So instead of calling this, I'd say... I think I want to do this way. If this is null, then Modifier option controller text is oh, what did I call you? Modifier option. None. Except I can't do that. I can set it to the label though. Otherwise, I would need this, but I would need it to... Oh, you do return the option. The name needs to change probably, but that's okay. Otherwise you become... that. Let's see. I change you to skills. No. Let's see what they're doing here real quick. I could clear it. Actually, does this work for the none case? If I was to come in here. Hey, thanks for follow. Appreciate you. Okay, that breaks everything. Good to know. Let's try that again, shall we? Yeah, we need to fix that. That is a task for a little bit. We need to finish this. We can't test that. That's fine, though. I'm pretty sure it's still not working. Oh, okay, so it worked if it was none. It did not work if it was skills. Interesting. If I set you to none, you go back. If you're skills, you do not. Interesting. I guess I could do... If I did the right syntax, that would help. Could do that really quick. Skills, reset. Oh, I need to get my console down here to display the correct thing. Okay, so if I go and I say, whoop, you go to skills now, reset it, attributes get set. Okay, that is the label. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm super dumb. If you don't set it, it doesn't work. What an idiot. There. That's better. Okay. So then we can chuck that. Chuck that. I don't need that. So this then... Oops. Just needs to be resolved category because they're going to use it more than just during the initial resolution of that. Okay, so this needs to come back in as well. And we're going to do the same exact thing. But I'm going to convert this. Because we're going to want to do more than just a single thing in each case. In this case, we're going to set that. Otherwise, we're going to set this like so. Okay. Well, also in here, what's why is everything gone red? Anyway, we set that. The item controller text. Can I just clear you? I can clear you. Okay. And then what are you being so dramatic about in here? Reset fields. Oh, did I delete one too many? I added one too many. That's what happened. It snuck one in on me. That's why you're so dramatic. Okay, fair enough. You're allowed. I'll allow it. Okay. The so then here, if you're not null, dot text is we would need to run, or do we? Yeah. Well, we don't know what it is. When we run resolve category, it sets it for us, though. We can do that. Oop, no, we can't. What are you mad about? Oh, because you could be null, but you can't. You shouldn't be. So We come in here and we say mind, and then I go, never mind. Oh, it didn't work. Why didn't you work? We resolve you. Do that. Do that. This isn't even resolved category anymore. It's close enough though. Modifier menu. Get item by ID. Label is the name. Oh. That's the wrong. Yeah, okay. Here, I think we just need to rerun this to make you make sure we get clean data in here. Okay, and then if I come in here and I say mind, and I go, oh, that's a mistake. Still doesn't select it. Oh, because that's okay. Right. It's because I'm still not driving off of. I just need, yeah, okay. That's going to take care of itself. I just need to set the text field. Item controller text is so here I need to actually switch though. And this I can switch on the selected modifier option. I can do case if you are an attribute widget dot attribute controller get item by ID widget dot effect dot item property to modify ID. That's what it was. And we throw out the name at it. Yeah. This is not null. That's not null. And then case skills item controller text not attribute controller skill controller get item by ID widget.effect.property to modify ID can't be null. This can't be null. Get the name. Default. Default, we just clear you. Sure. Let's go with that. We probably want to clean that up a little bit, but as a test. Still doesn't fix it though. Why not? Because I'm dumb. Again, I'm getting tired and you can tell. It's not here though. It's down here. Set modifier menu. You need you to have your controller set. Controller is modifier item controller. Same deal with you. Ooh. Oh, I don't think you need that. Okay, let's try that one again. Perfect. Okay, so can I actually... No, I still need to set the text controller. But... resolve category. Select a modifier option. If we were to track... We need to tighten this up some. There's a lot of can't be null in here. This we're good with can't be null because we checked you. But that... that I would like to not rely on like that. So I guess we would say... I guess here we could do... that gets to be messy in a ternary and hard to read. What we could do is say up here, string selection label, and then here we can say if, well, let's do string label. This can be null. Oh. Okay, I see. Let's do that a different way. Let's just do at. Except for you are nullable. And then we say if you're null, selection label actually I can just do if you're not null, I can set that. We can do a similar thing here. That. Oops, this needs to come out. Skill is not null. We do that. Okay, now. Default is clear. Default is just no op. So here we can say if what is it? It is empty, which it will be if it's just an empty string. But you are defined. I guess I need to declare you're empty. There we go. If you're not empty, then we say modifier item controller text equals selection label. Else clear. This, yeah, we'll leave that. That's fine. That's a little bit cleaner for reading purposes and still works. Okay, cool. Now, we need to also make sure, and I'm just going to leave myself a to-do here because we're already over time, which is fine, but I'm getting a little tired. To-do, need to actually set the in-memory effect values when we toggle property to modify dropdowns. Okay. We'll do a quick commit here. And we'll say add reset logic for property to modify dropdowns. Okay, perfect. Like so. Love that. All right. So next time I will work on that. But for now, it's time for me to go wind down and go sleep. Thank you to everybody who showed up and to hung out and all that. It was great to see you. I would love to see you again. If you like this kind of thing, I normally stream for roughly 2 hours, 4 days a week, starting on Friday, ending today. I also jump on as I can during other days. So turn on your notifications. If not, just watch for me come Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time. And I'll be here. And if not,